aspirin, how many gram of aspirin is equivalent to 0.716 gram, a pound of aspirin there? Well, that's a very straightforward question there. But unfortunately, the questions you will see in your homework assignment and in your exam is not going to be that straightforward. You have to go through multiple steps and trying to figure out the information. So you must first have a plan to solve the problem before you plug in the numbers there. And plug in the number is probably the last step, and that's the easy step. What's difficult and what's challenging there is that you must make sure you come up with a plan and you solve the problem. Identify the end known in the equation, single out the end known in that equation, and then the rest of it is easy. You plug in the number in the calculator and get the answer there. You also need to make sure that you double check the result, making sure it's actually making sense. And give you an example. Quiz number 1. One of the questions I ask you to do is to measure the width and the height of your entrance door to your house. Throughout the semester, every time I collect the first quiz, people are giving me answers like they have a 28 centimeter entrance door. That's a 28 centimeter. That's less than a foot. If you give me that answer this semester, I will go to your house. I will have a 28 centimeter door cut on the wall. I will force you to go through that door. You have to make sure the number is actually making sense. And previously I was actually asking questions there and measure your own height. If you measure it in inches, convert it into centimeter. If you measure it in centimeter, convert it into inches there. Some of the students put in the answer. Their height was converted as 7.3 centimeter. That's about, doesn't make sense. So the last part, you must evaluate the result, making sure your answer actually makes sense. If it doesn't, well, something is wrong in the calculation. In terms of magnitude, in terms of unit, you have to pay attention. You must also practice. We give you 8 exercise problems in class. We spend quite a bit of time in class talking about how to set up the equation. You must also practice to become efficient, because you are taking this class. And I swear I have nothing to do with this. That's my second language. I don't even know this word before I studied chemistry. Chem is try. You gotta try it, okay? So you have to try and you have to practice in order to be able to do the calculation. This is very important. So from this point on, this is not a chemistry class anymore. This is a chem is try class anymore. But from this point on, it's gonna be a chem is try class. You gotta try it. That's why I asked you to do 111 questions in your first homework. You gotta try it, okay? So, general strategy for any problem solving in chemistry. You come up with a plan first, and you execute the plan, plug in the number. Math is the least part, the last part that you need to worry about. And as long as you have a good plan, a correct plan, you will be able to get the answer. Once you get the answer, look at the answer, making sure the answer is actually making sense. So, a summary of chapter 1. We covered a lot of grounds today there. We talked about the definition of matter and the classification of matter. You need to know all those definitions there. We talked about physical property, physical change, chemical property, chemical changes there. Homework assignment will give you many different types of exercise and on these definitions there. Sig fig, intensive property, extensive property, sig fig, and you need to make sure you know how you need to make sure you know the rules for observing sig fig. Most importantly, dimensional analysis. Identify the conversion factor, plug in the conversion factor, be able to do calculation. In this course, this particular course, everything that we do in this course is about dimensional analysis. I can tell you 99.5% of the calculation is dimensional analysis. And the challenge is, how do you identify the correct conversion factor? How do you plug it in? If you can do that, chemistry is easy. I promise. It's easy. Okay? So make sure you read chapter 1 and try to finish the homework assignment assigned in chapter 1. You don't have a whole lot of time. Okay? Today is Wednesday, and the weekend is coming up. Take the time and work on the homework assignment. And you can see the complexity of the calculation involved in here. Without practice, without M-is try, you will not be able to do the calculation. The exam is coming up in less than 10 days, okay?